Hi, my name's Sam Baker. I'm a sales development rep here at Arsenal Business Growth. I work with IT companies all across the country. Yeah, I started in June 1st of 2020. Had 4 clients in about 2 weeks, and then I have 3 of those 4 clients still to this day. I'm a headhunter. I'm a sales guy. I take care of outbound sales. I manage sales pipelines. I do everything from scratch. I find the companies. I find how they take care of IT. I find out who makes decisions. I find out who's in their IT departments if they have it. I find out the data and scope behind how many users and servers, locations they have, just so that I have everything that I need for when the time comes that they're ready to make a decision or add a third-party company to the setup that they already have. From what I remember, I walked in, we were just a small little room, basically. There was only about 8 of us. I luckily had the privilege of knowing Aaron and Cameron from years prior. I think we only had 20 clients, if that, at the time, maybe 25. So now being over like 75 or something clients like that throughout the US and Canada, I mean, it's pretty cool. And we have clients that don't just do IT services now, so that's even cooler. I know that the company has all of this potential growth to become something that is just a juggernaut. When I'm cold calling prospects, it's a no holds barred attitude. I'm gonna talk to you at some point, period. I've had guys tell me, oh, you're the Sam Baker that's been calling me for over a year, leaving me messages. And I was like, yeah, that's me. How you doing? So you know why I'm calling, right? And they're like, yeah, you know what? I respect that. I respect the tenacity, the persistence, the aggressiveness. I'm not trying to, live in an apartment or, out in the middle of nowhere just so that I can afford my bills. I want to make the big money. Whale hunting is tough. Those big corporate companies that will use you, it takes a long time, and they're out there. I mean, I've had proposals that we've sent out for over $100,000 in monthly recurring revenue. Now, did we get that? Not yet, but we're still in talks with these people, and I know at some point, a deal like that is absolutely possible. Deals for $20,000 a month or $10,000, $15,000. It's like when you start doing the math and how much money you can make, it makes you really hungry to stay in touch with those people. So I would define myself as a pretty aggressive person. Not somebody that's going to push or pull you in any type of direction, but I always feel that the person that's being sold, the best way to do that is by not letting them know that or making them not feel that they're being sold. I get people that I'll talk to that literally just know me by name. I call back and I'm just like, hey, this is, Janie, right? The gatekeeper, receptionist, and they know exactly who I am. I haven't gotten this meeting. There's one record in particular that I think of. There's another guy that I can, I'm not going to drop names, but I call him every quarter, and he's the managing partner of a big capital firm, and he's just like, hey, yeah, I'm good. I know that the contract isn't up till next year or the year after that, but I told him, I'm like, I'm just going to stay in touch with you. I know things can change. I mean, hell, some people win the lottery and end up retiring early, so you just never know. And people agree with that, when you're real and you talk with people like they're a human being and you're not some robot or some call center that's just trying to get an appointment with them. And you actually get to know them and empathize with their business, what they're doing. People respect that. They like that, and I think that makes them more inclined to buy services from you if and when they need it. If I can position my companies to be the #1 go-to company if something happens, then that's all I can ask. You can't get them all, but you're going to get the ones when the time comes that you're looking for. One of my favorite appointments was the very first deal that I closed. I was calling this company. I knew that they were roughly about 45, 50 users, and it was a real good spot for us. We ended up talking. He's like, oh, such and such said that you should call me? And I was like, yeah, just want to introduce ourselves, talk with you. This is what we do, blah, blah, blah. Okay, sure. So we sit down, the conversation goes well. We end up getting the CEO involved, and we end up signing a deal to be co-managed. Within the first 2 weeks, the guy, he put in his notice. And then it became fully outsourced to us, and we were making, $5,000, $6,000 a month in monthly recurring revenue. Still a client to this day, but the client made, over $70,000 in yearly recurring revenue just from me alone. And when you have commission on the line and you start getting used to it, that's something you don't want to lose. So that fuels me. The other one I was going to say is pretty funny. There's the CFO guy that I'd been talking with a couple of different times, and finally when I called him last year, it was in the fall, he goes, man, I rode my IT guy pretty hard last week. And I started thinking, I would be, we'll just say SOL if he ever left me. And he was like, yeah, and there were some projects that didn't get done. So, I mean, yeah, I'd like to talk to you guys and just to be backup. And long story short is we've had all these great conversations, and we have a proposal out to him right now for $6,000 a month in recurring revenue every month, just to be this guy's backup and help with projects. It's like that could close, and it simply came off of instilling the idea like, hey, how's everything going with your IT guy? Like, if he left, do you have a plan? Do you know what you would do? And the guy really thought about it, and now, he loves us, and it just simply came from a cold call. Like, doesn't get better than that. Cold calling works. Here, I'll tell you, watch at home. It doesn't matter where I went to college. I knew that I was going to be in sales my entire life. Like, I took a marketing path in college, got the marketing degree because I knew I was going to do sales. And I thought, what's the best thing or closest thing I can do to help me figure this out, how to become better? So I took things like psychology and sociology and even anthropology, which, granted, wasn't a complete waste of time, but I wanted to understand the way people think, how people are, because when you can talk to people and convince them to think differently, that's when you're going to be able to sell them on your services.
So my name's Sam Baker. I'm super excited to be joining the Arsenal team. I've been looking forward to this for a while. Went to Lindenwood University, ended up getting my bachelor's in marketing. Graduated just a little over 2 years ago, and went the marketing route because sales is exactly what I wanted to do. I can close, I can be that process guy. I like doing the research, I like doing the nitty gritty, finding targets, scomming the web or whatever it may be. But
Still do.
I mean, so yeah, go arsenalbg.com/Sam, and I mean, pick me. If you want to close business, I'm your guy, hands down. This is what we're all here to do, make money, right? Let's do this together.
Wasn't lying.
I got your back.
I said, I got your back.
I need someone to make money for.
Well, that's it, dude.
And there you go.
Great job, man.
All right.
I think you're going to close it.
Oh, dude. I'm so ready. Like, I was sitting here, I built a couple records today. First day on the job, I'm already out here building records. I'm showing the new guys stuff.
That's funny.
That optimism, dude, was infectious,
Optimism, confidence. I mean, that's all it is when you're talking about sales. It's just be confident and have faith in your product, in your service, in your client. Like, I truly believe that I'm a part of the clients that I work for. I can text any of them at any time. I've got their cell phone numbers. They've got mine. Like, my clients, I've got it to the point where, like, they know I'm going to be asking. So as soon as they leave the meeting and they're in the car, they're calling me from their phone. We have great relationships. I've already met 2 of them in person, and the other 2 I plan on meeting hopefully sometime in the future. I will just say this, like, if I'm on the shop and I'm available, I want the best. Like, this is going to be my career. So I don't plan on having somebody for a couple months or even 1 year. Like, my plan is to have clients that are going to be with me long term. We're going to go make money together. My services are going to pay for myself, and everyone's going to be happy. Like, in my first full year from January to December in 2021, I did $200,000 in yearly recurring revenue for my clients. I've closed business for every single one of them, and I've only just begun. I've still got plenty of deals that I'm out here chasing that I'm going to get when the timing is right. Patience is key. I hope that that nobody's going to be able to hire me because my clients aren't going to go anywhere. I want to stay full forever, with the same guys. I want to change their business for the better. Don't waste my time, and I'm not going to waste yours. Like, if you want to make money, if I'm available, I would suggest clicking the link. At least talk to me. You don't have to sign up with me, but let's have a conversation. That's the beauty of this process. You get to pick whoever you want to work with. So on that note, I'm out.
Whoa.
Excellent, dude. Now, is the sun hitting your eyes right now? Because I'm seeing it like
Creep in.
it's creepy. Yeah, it's just like one or two things. I think. Have to get him out of here. Would you knock on the door?
Hey, can you walk over there? All right.
Next is reaction to the old interviews. So let me
Oh,
pull that
God.
up real quick.
I looked at it a couple months ago and I was just like, ew, who is that guy?
Like blooming onions.
Like blooming onions. Like blooming onions. Everybody loves a good blooming onion.
That's true though. The original.